and gentlemen. This is your realtor Hugo with another live. I greatly appreciate all of you tuning in. Today, we're going to be celebrating 1 year of Home Sweet Home and tips and triumphs for new homeowners. Uh, it is my pleasure to see you all again. Please join us on your platform of choice. We are actually on Facebook, on YouTube, and you can scan that QR code in the middle of the screen right now to YouTube feed. And we are live chat on Instagram, also on Twitch.com, LinkedIn, and X, formerly known as Twitter. But probably by the end of this, but I hope that you all are enjoying the day, having a great start to your week. I am your realtor of choice, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please go ahead and leave them on your platform. Like I said, celebrating 1 year is no small feat. Last year was a very difficult year for many, and to come out of that as a homeowner is definitely a positive feat. I had the pleasure of speaking with a client that I worked with maybe about 3 years ago at this point. And they're getting to the point now where they're looking over their home and all the new home smells have left the property. So they are asking me about what maintenance things they can do, what sort of improvements they should be focused on, and where they can better invest their money to make sure that they're maximizing their investment and preserving it. So I thought about this little list of things that they can do to um, actually be preventive and look over their investment. House can be a daunting task. I find myself always finding something to do around the house. When I was little, I felt like I didn't have anything to do. The house just kind of took care of itself. That's just kind of imagine being a child. And then as I grew older, I started to realize that things start to deteriorate. And then once you really start to enter adulthood, you realize the structure itself is always falling apart. So you have to look at the elements, you have to look at what's happening. And I don't know if anyone's ever seen those shows that they have where it says, it shows kind of what would happen if civilization would disappear and just go back to the elements. How quick properties go back to their original state of nature is incredible. So houses need people the same way people need houses. And maintenance is the easiest way to make sure that you're taking the most out of your investment, making the most value and improvement on your investment, and maximizing the returns on your investment, which is really at its core why we invest in real estate, because it's a good store of value as well as a long-term investment that has consistently brought good returns. I was looking at a few statistics today, actually, that we're talking about forecasts for the year ahead, and it looks like it's about to be 1.6% over last year. So home prices are still continuing to rise, predominantly because of the shortage of inventory. So we will see what happens over the course of the year. But with the economy on quite a tear, the stock market is basically representing the economy at this point. We're hopeful that things will be moving in a positive light. So, a strong economy is good for interest rates because hopefully will make the Fed a lot more comfortable in lowering them and thus making it more easy for more buyers to get into the market. But remember, that's only part of the equation. We still need more sellers. So, big day talking about that with other realtors and just learning more about the market and insights. But we'll talk about that another day. Today, let's focus back on to the first time home buying tips. And number one, reestablish that emergency fund. Before you start buying this house, you actually had an emergency fund. Or I usually recommend that you keep an emergency fund. So build or maintain an emergency fund. Unexpected home repairs or appliances replacements can happen, and having a financial cushion is crucial. Actually, that's the reason why we started talking again with this old client. We were talking about, replacing appliances. So that is a very important first step to make sure that you're on the right path. homeownership. A home maintenance schedule would be a great addition as well for number two. Create a regular home maintenance schedule. This includes tasks like checking for leaks, changing HVAC filters, and cleaning gutters. Regular upkeep prevents major issues. I can't tell you how much of that could be prevented, how many major issues can be really, the word is there is just a little bit of prevention goes a long way. Gutters, for example. A gutter that's clogged can completely destroy a roof, a perfectly good roof. So little things like that in HVAC system, a poor filter, never changing a filter can destroy a perfectly new HVAC system. So there's these all these things that oh, the age of the system, this, that, and that. At the end of the day, it comes down to daily use, just like vehicles. All these things have to be and used to some degree because non-use is also detrimental to a system. It doesn't make it not being used. It looks like I got a little closer with today. Hi, Fluffy. How are you? All right, number three, energy efficiency. Implement energy efficient practices. Upgrade to LED bulbs. Seal drafts and consider a smart thermostat to save on utility bills. Energy efficiency is one of the reasons why I really started getting into this whole certification kind of world because there were so many different certifications that were out there and kind of talking about energy efficiency. And it kind of got me into the world of designations and looking at E-Pro designation for an AR, which is about energy efficiency and kind of knowing these newer technologies. So it's the way. It's kind of the movement. It's the future, and the majority, especially in this day and age, where we're being considerate about the environment, fossil fuels, and nature. We want energy efficiency. We want energy efficiency appliances and utilities. So we're looking at solar. We're looking at working with our utility companies to maximize our utilities, and we're also looking at doing our own little part with bulbs and sealing out these little draft areas because a little bit of care in these key areas can really save you a lot of money. A draft is always in a state of hot air, especially in the winter time. So, doing an analysis and sealing those drafts out can really make the difference between whether or not a home stays warm during the winter or ends up having a huge bill there or something to deal with. Know your neighborhood. Get to know your neighbors and community. Attend local events. Join community groups and stay informed about neighborhood developments. The more you stay informed about your neighborhood and build relationships there, the more you can convey that later on. And it also helps you just become more familiar and comfortable with the benefits that you're entitled to. It's your house, it's your community. You should be able to use it and enjoy it. Number five, home improvement projects. Plan and prioritize home improvement projects, whether it's a room renovation or landscape. Or landscape. Having a plan helps manage time and budget. With anything, having a plan for your projects is really the key. Home improvement projects can be very costly and can be time consuming. So make sure that you budget and you prepare. It does take time, so work with a contractor and make sure that you're spending the right amount of money in the right places. It does you no good to go about it blind and make sure you're just doing your due diligence at the beginning because the last thing you'll do is to regret at the end of the day what ends up happening with this project. So let's make sure that we're designing it and taking our time to do the research on the materials that we want to use before we end up committing to anything or anyone. Review home insurance. Review and update your home insurance coverage annually. Ensure it adequately protects your home and belongings. This is something that can very much spend a lot of money, overspend, or you can underspend and not have enough coverage when the moment really comes. I hate to wish anything ill on anyone or have that, bad mojo out there. But it's not really about that. It's more about the unforeseen, and that's really where it is. You always need um, owner's insurance, but the amount that the policy has can vary. So work with your insurance professional, and get different quotes to make sure that it's fitting your needs at any given time. Keep records. Organize and keep records related to your home purchase, including warranties, receipts for improvements, and any inspection reports. This can help to give you a list of things to do over the course of your next few years. Especially if you were able to get a home inspection, it can give you a baseline. There are companies like Curbio that can take that home inspection report and use it to do an estimate of improvements within 24 hours. So it's a great way to kind of get the ball rolling on your improvements list without having a whole bunch of contractors start looking around and snooping around your home. Number 8, understand tax benefits. Be aware of potential tax benefits related to home ownership. Some expenses like mortgage interest, property taxes, and certain energy efficient upgrades may be deductible. Really, that's the nicest thing about homeownership is that you can have all these tax benefits. Within your first year, you can work with your tax professional to make sure that you're locking them in. After that, make sure that you're consistently recording the same way. Number 9, security measures. Increase and invest in home security measures. It may include installing a security system, reinforcing doors and windows, and setting up outdoor lighting. Security is important, and in the future, we're going to see more and more systems that are linked up to internet and are very easy to use and install. We're seeing a plethora of them now in the market with Google and Amazon both vying for customers' money and attention with their systems like Ring and the Nest. So in the next few years, it's going to be interesting to see. Make sure that it's a system that you feel comfortable with, that you can navigate, that is easy to use, and that you are familiar of its privacy practices. We are not only giving security out to ourselves and making sure that we are secure, but we are also giving access to companies that are outside of our control. So make sure you know that. Sometimes, it's not worth it if you are not comfortable with those privacy measures being implemented. And then, last but not least, update or actually evaluate financial goals. Regularly evaluate your financial goals. Consider refinancing options, explore ways to pay off your mortgage faster, and adjust your budget as needed. Remember, we want to be financially savvy with the purchase. We wanted to make sure that we did the math right from the beginning so that there wasn't a lot of um, question about how much your month was going to be. And you could really budget around this purchase. If we do this correctly, then the purchase will fall right in line with your budget, and you'll be able to continue with your goals financially. It's just all about seeking the guidance of a realtor and a trained professional that can really work with you. I know it might not be the dream home that you're looking for immediately. It might not be exactly what you want in this seller's market, but work with your realtor and look at the guidance because really it's getting more and more to the point that you want to be in the market instead of on the sidelines. You could always trade up value on a property. It's just a matter of saving the money, getting financially savvy, and staying consistent with your financial goals. Over time, you can do it and really make real estate a long-term beneficial play. And many people do it every year. So think about it for a portfolio addition if you were in that world. And yeah, if you're joining us right now, we are looking over the 10 essential tips for first time home buyers during the first year of living in their new home. Number one, build up your emergency fund again. Number two, home maintenance schedule, develop one. Number three, look at energy efficiency, appliances, and sealing of drafts and upgrading lighting systems. Number 4, get to know your neighborhood. Number 5, start to develop a list of home improvement projects. Number 6, review your home insurance. Number seven, keep records of the improvements you're making and what's been already done. Number eight, understand the tax benefits with your tax professional. Number nine, increase or invest in security measures to benefit you and your family. And number 10, evaluate again your financial goals. Navigating your first year as a homeowner can be exciting and challenging. Having a well thought out plan and staying proactive will contribute to a positive home ownership experience. So make sure that you know these tips as well as the basics like your utility company, who handles those major gas, electric, water services, and the basics like where your water shutoff valve is, where your fuse box is. Um, yeah, those are really big things. More than anything else, the importance of staying consistent with this and establishing this within the first year is that there's not a lot to do if you spread it out over the year. If you wait or don't take care of it or life happens, it can really catch up to you and it can really burden you. The other day, there was a property that we saw that really was a great property. It just was unfortunately in disarray because the owners couldn't take care of it. They were just not of the age and capacity to take care of it anymore. It can really be detrimental to the value of the home and something that you've spent so much time and effort trying to purchase for it to lose so much value just because of maintenance issues. It really is heartbreaking. So think about that next time you're thinking about putting off some project at the house. And if you don't feel like doing it or you don't want to do it, save up some money and hire a contractor to do it. There are tons of companies that do the work, and really it helps our economy, it helps somebody else. The important things is that you're getting the property service, and that is not only benefiting you, but in the long run, will make sure that your investment keeps equity. I am here with your neighborhood realtor, licensed in Maryland, specializing in Montgomery County. My phone number is 240-389-4846. I'm licensed with Long Foster Public. My email is hugo@lnf.com, and my website is yourrealtorhugo.com. It is my pleasure, as always, to speak to you, ladies and gentlemen, on all social media platforms. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, know of anyone who wants to buy, sell, lease, or invest in real estate, feel free to send them my information. I'm always here to help. And I don't even know how to end these at all. But at the end of the day, please leave your comments because this one actually um, was because of a conversation that I had with a client. So we are definitely taking these comments that you guys leave into consideration. And I love answering these questions because I feel like it gives you a little bit more to latch on to when it comes to practical examples. And I have a few coming up this week, but if you have some personally that you want to answer, let me know. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great evening and stay cool.